once again, out of the park. So here we are, another week, another Thursday, another She-Hulk episode, and this one's also good. I'm really happy about the fact that Disney has decided to release these episodes on a weekly basis. I've been able to properly digest each episode and really give it a lot of thought before the next one comes out. So let me go ahead and give credit where credit is due and say it's good that Disney allowed these episodes to come out on a weekly basis. And as we've always done, we better get the bad stuff out of the way first before we get into the goodness that this show has to offer. So one of the things I've noticed about female-led TV shows, movies, media, anything, is the fact that the female protagonist always has an issue with dating. And I don't want to get too much into that, specifically because of the fact this is about She-Hulk, not about, women tropes in female media. But that's just something I've really noticed with a lot of female-led TV shows. And believe me, I've seen a lot of them. And I feel like there's a talking point about the fact that in the female stratosphere, there is a consistency of women having issues with dating. I feel like there's a bigger conversation that should be had here because of that and about that. But like I said, this isn't the video for it. This is just more me making an observation about what I've noticed come up multiple times in female-led media. Not a problem, but an observation. So the plot starts off with a guy named Donnie Blaze. He's a failed mystic arts student from the school that Doctor Strange and Wong went to. And he's doing like stage performances, and he's doing like the normal magician stuff you see everyone else do. And his performance in this particular episode wasn't going too well, so he decides to use his little mystic arts ring and open up portals and things. And he sends one girl through it. And so this catches the eye of Wong, and he's like, okay, this has to stop. But he can't do this just off the cuff, so he goes to She-Hulk so that she can legally stop him from, Donnie Blaze, from doing his performances before things get too dangerous. So the character we're introduced to, one of the new side characters for this episode at least, is Madison. She is by far one of the most lovable characters I've ever seen. She is such a great character in this show. She steals every scene that she's in. I don't care where she was or what she's doing. My eyes are glued on her and I'm smiling the entire way through. One of the things they were able to do with this character is they were able to attach this character to Wong, because throughout the plot, she was actually sent through the portal into Wong's place. And so their personalities bounce off of each other with a lot of great writing that I'd rather not spoil. And it really makes me like Wong more as a character, which I didn't think that was possible because I never gave a shit about Wong. I'm going to be honest with you. I never really liked Wong. I know everyone else does. I know there's like an entire like fan base centered around loving Wong, but I never really got a chance to really know the character because he only has like 5 minutes of screen time. Like literally only has like 5 minutes of screen time throughout the entire cinematic universe. And so seeing him on screen for longer than 5 minutes has made me really like the character. He's a really great, very well-written character that doesn't rely on the humor that I'm used to, which would be just saying weird things or saying funny things or doing funny things. He actually does have a personality and he delivers his lines very well. It's actually a crime that they didn't use him more in the other movies because he has the acting chops to really bring in a lot of character to this show. Him and Madison together are the dynamic duo I didn't think I needed. And both characters, Wong included, is now two characters that I absolutely love and care about and want to see way more of. Oddly enough, Wong in this episode, I would even say it's his episode because there's a lot of mystic arts things centered around the plot that really does involve him particularly. And I really do enjoy the fact that they were able to give him a lot more depth with this episode. So kudos to the writers on that part. I like Wong now. So now we're in the courtroom and She-Hulk is basically giving her side of the argument, saying that this man, Donnie Blaze, should stop doing mystic art stuff. And they bring on Madison as a witness. And bro, once again, she steals the entire scene. She is such a joy to see. I absolutely love Madison. I don't mean to gush over her. I really don't. but she is so well written. Her acting is on point. Everything she does, I absolutely love it. I cannot stop talking about her because she's just that good to me. So the judge basically says that Donnie Blaze doesn't have to stop his stage performances because of the fact that his magic isn't really mystic arts magic. So they lose that court case, unfortunately. And then we get to the shenanigans, that being Donnie Blaze does the wrong thing, and now gremlins are now fighting. Now, we saw these during the commercial, and I can't really say that they were actually good. I can't say they were actually a good villain to fight, specifically because of the fact there wasn't really much punching and hulking, more just throwing, and at one point Wong just uses a tornado and sucks them all through a portal, so and sends them back to their world. So it wasn't really that big of a villain fight. So I feel like it could have done a little bit better there in giving us a more give us a villain with more of a presence, I guess, for this episode. But if they're doing Freak of the Week, this kind of reminds me of kind of the old school shows we would see back in the day. So it's not really too bad, but from what I've seen before, I feel like they could have cranked it up just a little bit more. But again, if this is going to be one of those slice of life type of superhero shows, then I can't say that it doesn't fit in there. And then we get to Jennifer's dating life. Unfortunately and fortunately, I don't want to really spoil too much about it, but we've seen the dating montage before, so isn't really something special. I can't really spoil the dating montage, because if there's a montage, that means there's possibly a lot of people that she doesn't like. So that was a thing that also happened in the episode. And I'm a romantic, so I do like seeing characters interact romantically, build relationships through quirky personalities and building, their own in jokes and things like that. I love that kind of stuff. I'm one of the few people in the world that's a dude that enjoys that kind of stuff. So seeing her date multiple people and stuff, again, I really did enjoy that kind of stuff. I really do like seeing her go through and show her personality, listen, talk, and then, they listen and they talk and stuff like that. So it was nice. I wouldn't necessarily say it was something I've never seen before, but it was still nice to see. Overall, I would say this ranks probably in the third spot of the episodes. It's not really my favorite out of the 4 that I've seen. Episode 3 is at the very top, then it goes episode 1, then it goes episode 4, then it goes episode 2. Wow, is number 2 at the bottom? Is it? Wow. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's at the bottom, right? But overall, I've been enjoying each and every one of these episodes. It's been great to see. And if I had to score this episode, I would possibly give it a 3 out of 5. There is a lot that I do like about this episode, but I do feel like it's the weaker of most of them. Again, like I said, Madison completely steals the show, but Madison and Wong isn't enough to bring the episode all the way up to the height that it was, because there weren't really good fights, and there wasn't really a lot of she-hulking. And there wasn't really a hook to this episode. This episode kind of felt a little bit all over the place. We got Donnie Blaze as the failed magician opening up portals with demons and stuff. Then we have She-Hulk's dating life and her montage there. And then we have Titania being referenced at one point but not really shown. And it's just, I feel like this episode could have been a whole lot more, and it kind of wasn't. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It just means it could have been a lot better. Like I said, if I could rate Madison on a scale of 1 to 5, she's a perfect 5. I absolutely love her. But again, this isn't called Madison. This is called She-Hulk. And I feel like the show as a whole, this episode, as a whole, could have done a whole lot better portraying its characters and keeping its pacing and a little bit of focus. So that's where I sit. As a casual viewer rating, I would give it the same exact thing. I feel like the casual audience would still like this episode a lot, specifically because of the fact there's a lot of hee-hees and ha-has, a lot of funnies. Again, Madison brings the show up. Wong is there. Again, I can see people liking Donnie Blaze. I can see people actually liking the demon fights, and then, all the things that happen there and all the shenanigans that ensue. But I can't give it above a 3 as well for the casual viewer, because I feel they might feel the same because of the fact that there wasn't a lot of big, huge fights in a superhero-oriented TV show. Rather, it's a slice of life TV show or it's supposed to be a superhero TV show, whichever way you want to look at it. I feel like they can still be disappointed with the fact that She-Hulk isn't doing a lot of smashing, but she's doing a lot of throwing instead in terms of the gremlins into the portal. And if the fan base is more on the feminine side, then they're going to absolutely love the dating section as well. But as I've said before, it's nothing we haven't seen before, so I can't put it above a 3 for any of the things that they've done because everything feels a little bit average. But overall, the episode was still enjoyable, and I was smiling all the way through. But there is a lot more that needed to happen in this episode. I need to see more Titania. I know that's not fair because I know she's not supposed to show up in this episode, but I need to see more Titania rather than just her being referenced. I need to see more She-Hulk smashing things. I need to see a little bit more focus on the plot. And if I were to even say anything, this is more of a Wong episode than it is a She-Hulk episode because of how much on the forefront he's been alongside his little sidekick Madison. So that's also something else. I guess that's another reason why the show isn't really as good, is because She-Hulk isn't really the main focus here. And when she is the main focus, she's dating, and I've already seen these kind of montages before. So it feels a little tropey and not really original. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's still a good episode. I still enjoyed it. So if you guys enjoyed what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing this every week until the show is over. So until next time, have a good rest of your day or night, depending on which side of the world you're on.